The automotive world is in shock. Matt Armstrong has fabricated every single part that Bugatti refused to sell him, and the Chiron is now dangerously close to running for the first time since its devastating crash. Bob has replicated chassis damage that Bugatti claimed could only be repaired under factory conditions. The interior has been transformed into a breathtaking one-of-one purple and white custom-built masterpiece. And Matt has exposed something far bigger than a simple repair job. The so-called exclusive Bugatti airbags are shared Volkswagen Group components, the exact thing mate Rimac publicly denied. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe, because Matt Armstrong didn't just rebuild a Chiron. He may have just cracked open the entire closed parts system behind one of the world's most exclusive hypercars. Let's slow this down and break down exactly what happened. The story begins with severely wrecked Chiron not lightly damaged, but a heavy front-end impact that left the aluminum structure twisted, airbags deployed, and the car declared a total loss by the factory. Bugatti's position was absolute. This kind of structural work could only be handled in their specialist facilities, available in just a handful of locations worldwide. Independent repair wasn't just discouraged. It was presented as impossible outside their ecosystem. Yet here it sits in a normal workshop, with Bob standing in front of it like it's just another day at the bench. No factory tooling, no Bugatti technicians, no special authorization, just standard equipment, decades of experienced hands, and the quiet confidence to figure it out. Bob starts by carefully cutting away the damaged aluminum section, preserving the critical crash bar mounting points beneath. He applies heat with slow, methodical patience until the twisted metal begins to relax and remember its original shape. He assesses every inch, deciding what must be removed and what can be saved. The welds holding the damaged section are surprisingly sparse compared to Lamborghini or Bentley. Fewer cuts to make, better access to work with. Then he does what Bugatti insisted should never be attempted outside their walls. He fabricates an entire chassis leg box section from scratch, corner by corner, piece by piece, matching the exact aluminum grade, rebuilding the structural geometry, and checking alignment at every stage. The center reinforcement panels are welded in. The crash bar mounting plate is added. Fresh threads are tapped into new metal. When the section is dressed back into place, the repair is invisible. You genuinely cannot tell where the damage ended and the new metal began. The uncomfortable truth lands hard. Bob didn't need Bugatti's facility, their tooling, or their approval. He only needed skill, time, and determination. While the chassis work continues, the interior takes its own dramatic path. This is where the project stops being a repair and becomes a complete reimagination. Matt strips everything black leather Alcantara, bronze trim until the cabin is bare. Then he 3 custom steps in, and the transformation begins in earnest. The brief isn't restoration, it's reinvention. Purple leather on the driver's side, crisp white on the passengers, creating a bold, symmetrical contrast that feels both luxurious and rebellious. Custom laser-cut patterns are designed digitally, transferred through vinyl stencils, then painted directly into the leather surface layer by layer. Heat sets the color permanently. The vinyl peels away to reveal intricate designs embedded into material itself. The seats are recut using the original foam as templates, then stitched back together with fresh, precise detailing. Slowly, the cabin evolved into something that never left the Bugatti factory, something deeply personal, almost prototype-level custom work. Even the original bronze trim, nearly replaced entirely, earns its place back against a vibrant purple and white. It becomes a striking contrast detail rather than an element to discard. The result is a Chiron interior that has never existed before and likely never will again. But the real turning point arrives with the airbags. Matt removes a passenger airbag from the dashboard and discovers something unexpected. A clear Volkswagen Audi Group part marking. The number 8V8804H traces directly to an Audi A3, not a similar component, not an inspired design. The same part lineage. This matters because mate Rimac had publicly pushed back on the idea, implying Bugatti components were bespoke creations engineered specifically for the Chiron and not interchangeable with the broader Volkswagen Group. Matt does the simplest, most damning test possible. He orders a genuine Audi A3 airbag. When it arrives, the side-by-side comparison is undeniable. Identical backplate geometry, matching connector layout, the same numbering pattern ending in 204. He fits it into the dashboard. The bolt alignment is perfect. The connector seats cleanly. The physical fitment is exact. An Audi A3 airbag works flawlessly in the Chiron. What was once forum speculation is now physical proof, sitting inside one of the most expensive cars ever built. The steering wheel airbag follows a different route. Its component marking 105,652 doesn't lead to Volkswagen at all. It traces to Aston Martin. Rather than wait indefinitely for Bugatti to supply a replacement, Matt transfers the explosive module into the rebuilt steering wheel structure. E3 Customs meticulously repairs the weakened leather around the deployment zones using laser cutting and precision work. Everything is seated back into the housing with care. No shortcuts. No rushing. It clicks into place. An Aston Martin airbag now rests inside a Bugatti Chiron. The implication is clear and quietly revolutionary. These are not exotic, hypercar exclusive safety systems engineered in isolation. They are proven automotive safety components adapted, shared, and sourced across manufacturers wherever geometry and specifications align. The carefully guarded story of Bugatti exclusivity begins to look very different when the parts themselves tell another truth. Meanwhile, another critical piece falls into place. The radiators arrive destroyed from the impact. Instead of navigating Bugatti's slow and expensive official parts network, Bob sources high-quality radiator cores from a commercial supplier matching dimensions and flow capacity exactly. He machines new mounting brackets from scratch, fabricates the hose interfaces, and rebuilds the entire cooling assembly around the fresh cores. When the system is installed and pressure tested, it holds perfectly. A small leak appears later, traced as seam on one core damage during transport rather than any flaw in the build. It's a setback, but not a structural failure. The system works. The principle is proven. With the chassis repaired, the interior fully realized, the airbags installed and functioning, and the cooling system operational, everything converges toward one singular moment. The first startup attempt since the crash. Bob tightens the final radiator mounts. Hose routing is double-checked. Brackets are aligned. Electrical systems are reconnected and tested. Inside, the seats are fitted. The dash is complete. The steering wheel is in place, and custom trim pieces fabricated from scratch now replace parts lost since the car arrived at auction. The Chiron looks whole again, purple and white leather glowing under the lights, bronze accents catching every ray. It is a machine that didn't exist 6 months ago and could never be ordered from any Bugatti configurator on Earth. The pressure test begins. Air enters the system. It holds until a faint hiss reveals the damaged core section. Not catastrophic, but enough to pause a moment. For the first time in the entire build, a genuine obstacle stands between the Chiron and running the temperature. And here's where the story lands with full weight. Bugatti insisted independent structural repair wasn't realistically possible. Mate Rimac publicly defended the exclusivity of their components. Yet what stands before us is undeniable. A Chiron with fully fabricated chassis, mixed OEM airbags from Audi and Aston Martin, a re-engineered cooling system built from commercial cores, and an interior stripped to bare metal and reborn into something entirely new. Bob achieved the chassis work Bugatti said required their facility. The safety systems came from shared parts catalogs, not secret vaults. The cooling was engineered outside their supply chain. The interior became a one-of-one creation that redefines what's possible. The real revelation isn't that Bugatti was defeated. It's that the modern hypercar's image as an unrepairable, closed ecosystem service, supplied, and approved only by the manufacturer is far more fragile than the marketing suggests. Skilled hands and